In the last few videos, we were focusing a lot on making a character and really getting the fundamentals of a 2D platformer down. In this video, we're going to try to pretty up our game a little bit. Hey everybody, my name is Jason Boza and welcome to Make and Break Games. Currently, we don't have any custom assets for this, so we're going to have to rely on the good old internet. Now, the great thing about finding assets online is that it's really easy to do and there's a ton of them out there. If you're currently only working in the personal space, then getting free assets isn't going to be a problem. And if your plan is to monetize your game like we plan to eventually, then you're going to have to do a little more work to find the right assets for you. But even then, there's still a lot of copy-free assets out there available to use, and the only thing the artist wants is to be credited. Now don't be surprised if it becomes kind of difficult to find art that suits what you want to do. These are free assets, so it's beggars can't be choosers right now. But for right now, it's all we got and way better than what I could personally do. Anyway, let's get right into it. Alright guys, so before we get into Godot, first we want to go to itch.io. This is a very decent website to have on your list. It has a ton of indie content, and not just games, but also has just assets, which is what I kind of dropped in here for. I found this looking for assets, and then I realized how much more there is to this website. But for us, we want to go to assets, and here we want to click free to just filter out all the things we can use without having to pay anything. It's a great place to just learn and figure things out with. The thing to keep in mind though is you should always check on, like, get inside the page and check what the creator says about it. So over here it says the license is can be used for free and commercial projects. Credit's not necessary but appreciated. Very, very important to credit the creators. They work hard on these things, put a lot of time into it, and the least you can do is just accredit them. So it looks like you can use something like this. For our project purposes, we're just going to use the same things we used in the first video, which is this pixel art forest. We grabbed these Inca tile sets just for the platform, just to make it look kind of weird, and we grabbed this cute little knight for our main character. If you want to use the same assets, these are what you're looking for. You can find them in this website. Just, search for them and you should be able to find them. I'll drop the links in the description below as well. And yeah, I'd really recommend that you guys look at this website, just explore it and see what type of things you can come out with. Anyway, let's get right into Godot. So I still have all the assets that I used for the first video, but I'm going to show you quickly what I did in order to modify some of the assets in order to better suit my needs. First, you need to get GIMP, and oops, opened the wrong window. One sec. Boom. Alright, so you need to go get GIMP. If you don't have any other image manipulating software, this one's basically very similar to Photoshop. At least to me it is. So the tools that I use here is more than enough for my little programmer art. But what's very strong about this is, see, if once we bring our tile set in, we're not going to necessarily need this, right? So what we want to do is just basically grab a certain amount and make that our tile set. So if we grab something like this, and this looks about right, just copy that, and then we'll like kind of guesstimate. Looks like this is 32 by 160 ish. Sure, let's just try that. 160, 32, and go to advanced. That we're gonna want. Alright, start clicking new. Wait, where's the option to There we go. Transparent background. So 160, 32 pixels, portrait, boom. And then we have it saved, so we can just paste it right in, and there you go. Platform. From there, we just want to export, and we'll just call it image. Sure. And now we have an image. Once you have that said and done, it should look something similar to this, right? This is the last one I've used. I'm probably just going to use the same thing again. And see how fast that was? Really easy. It just made platforms out of nothing. You can, if you want to make them the same patterns, all you gotta do is grab each square. Just kind of, you know, like hold control and move the mouse in, and you can get it pixel perfect. And really kind of do whatever you want with this to make it suit your needs. That's just a quick little GIMP tutorial. I'm not a master GIMP. I just played with it a little bit, and whenever I needed assets, when I don't have any artists to work with, I would just kind of, you know, finagle my way into making something happen. All right, now that we have the assets that we want to use, you want to go ahead and drop them into the Godot right here, and just start replacing the things that we already kind of have. So for one, we have our sprite already on our character, so we can definitely just drop in our new night dude, and it'll just replace it right away. We're gonna want to resize it just to cover the collision box. Oops. Select that again, and boom. All right, now it's about the same size as our collision box, and we have just a new image. That's all it really is. Gonna want to do the same with our platform, but now we're not gonna need our color rect anymore. You can go ahead and get rid of that, and instead we want to add a sprite, and same as our character, just drop in a new image, and man, does that look awful. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and drop it right in. Gonna wanna, oh, might wanna just extend it a little bit just so it fills it in all nicely. Now that we're at this point, to make it look nice, we wanna, you know, I'm gonna keep it to a 1x4, and from there we're just gonna duplicate it and move it. Don't forget to unlock it so you can actually move it. And from here, I like to press shift and right arrow. You can press left and right just to move it by 1 pixel, but shift just moves it by a decent amount of pixels. Once you get there to the spot you want to get to, you can get really pixel perfect with it if you want. After it's to your liking, duplicate it again, shift right, get it in position, again, duplicate, shift right, get it in position, duplicate, shift right, get it in position, and again one more time. And this one doesn't matter if it's hanging out because it won't be on a scene anyway. And now we have a pretty decent ground. Looks pretty cool. So now we're gonna want to basically make another static body. So we're gonna want some more platforms, things to jump on basically. And the same way we do everything else, we do a collision shape 2D, and we'll also add a sprite. I'm basically going to use the same assets. Forget to add your shape. Lock it in place. We'll lock this in place just in case as well. And here we go. Now we have this shape in place. Might as well scale everything to 20. 20 might be too much. Let's try just 10. 10 looks about good. Make it a little wider too, so we'll just double the height. And that would be our nice little platform. We'll add the texture, same exact texture, and we'll do the same thing that we did to the other one. Just get it nice in there. You can move the collision on top under the sprite so you can kind of see it. It'll be a little easier to manage. Boom. All right. So now we got our platforms, and we got to figure out how high it should be. So actually, this is not bad right there. I have a cart start on the left, and we'll just move this right here, and from here, since this is what we want it to look like at this point, we can duplicate and do the same thing. Duplicate again. And the cool thing about this is that, let's move this a little more this way. I have a feeling I'll get stuck if I miss it. Anyway, the cool thing about doing it this way, now that you duplicated it off of this static body 2D2, when you manipulate something like the collision, all of them get manipulated. So that's pretty neat to do. You can, you know, do some pretty quick work that way. I think there's other changes that happen. I think if you change the texture, let's see what happens. I don't want to mess with the texture anymore. Basically, you can just play around with it. But yeah, if you do it something to one of them, you should do it to all of them. And let's see what it looks like now. Alright. Alright. And now we have... Oh, can't fall. Oh man, I've actually got stuck. Ah, too fat. Okay, could fix that. Just move this a little more to the right. It should allow us to jump over this thing. Yeah. Still allow us to jump back up here. Alright. Perfect. Now we have platforms. Next thing we're going to want is a background. Right now it's just a solid gray background. Doesn't look too good. Just collapse these just to make it cleaner. So let's just rename these floor, platform A, platform B, platform C. It's easier to tell. From here, what we're gonna need is a parallax. Is that what it's called? Parallax background. Yeah, parallax background. And what that's gonna need is that gonna need a sprite? No, I think it's gonna need a layer. Parallax layer. And then what that's gonna need is a sprite. I believe that's the order. Let's see what happens. Drop our picture. It's in the background, so that's good. Alright, and that's what we're gonna want to do. Oh, that's what I ended up doing. I used the grass here and I just left this blank, but I guess for now, we'll just hide that. Extend that a little bit. Drop this down. Perfect. So now we have like, somewhat woodsy, grassy temple platform nightman thing. Perfect. Alright, at this point, we basically caught up to the time-lapse video and have more or less everything we need to make our first game. Of course, there's a lot of things we don't know, and a lot of things we probably don't know we don't know. So there's still a lot of work ahead of us. Our next step is going to be concepting out a game we want to make, breaking those down into features, and then learning each feature as we go. This way, while we're learning each mechanic, we can still progress in making our game. It might not be surprising to hear that our first game is going to be a 2D platformer. Metroidvania comes to mind, but there's still a lot of things we need to figure out. But we'll be fleshing that out more in upcoming videos. Like always, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, smash that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.